Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you so much for dropping by. I'm making a little series of videos in response to a comment I got. This will be the second one. I'm just going to continue reading this comment I got here on this channel. I have studied Shin and had an issue with Shinjin, and I know others have too. And it gets various definitions, but we see Honen nor Shantao use that term, nor is it in the sutra. Okay, wow. So, first of all, I don't doubt that you have issues with Shinjin and that others have too, because the Shin Jodo Shinshu and the Shin Buddhist Sangha is a mess. It's a mess in the 20th and 21st century. And people aren't teaching what Shinrin and Honen taught. And so there's a very inaccurate definition of Shinjin floating around. And so it's really simple. Here's what Shinrin taught, and this is made abundantly clear in the letters of Renyo, considered the second great sort of teacher in this tradition. Shinjin is this and nothing else. It's a gift. Let me keep it really simple. It is certainty that at the end of this lifetime, you will be reborn in the Pure Land. That's it. That's what Shinjin is. And there's so many other definitions and concepts and tagged onto it. And that's it. Certainty that at the end of this life, you'll be reborn in the Pure Land and become a Buddha. Maybe we can tag that little piece on there. And then whether you say become a Buddha or the end of your samsaric journey, we could quibble, but that's it. And so I could go deeper, but that's a whole nother topic for itself. Yes, it does get various definitions because there's a lot of people spinning all sorts of things that just really have almost nothing to do with what Shinrin taught. But we see Honen nor Shantao use that term, nor is it in the sutra. Well, I don't know. I'm not a scholar. I can't say that Shantao probably didn't use it because he was Chinese, and so it's a Japanese word. I don't know that Honen, whether or not Honen did or didn't use it. And I don't doubt that specific word isn't in the sutras. And what's meant by that word is absolutely in the sutras, absolutely what Honen taught, and absolutely what Shantao taught. So again, what is Shinjin? Certainty, assurance that at the end of this lifetime, you'll be reborn in the Pure Land and your samsaric journey will come to an end. That's all that Honen talked about. That's the essence of what Shantao talked about. And that's what the entire. Now, I've studied mostly the larger sutra, and this particular comment was focused on the Sukhavati or Contemplation Sutra, but that's what the larger sutra talks about over and over and over is faith and doubt. And and in fact, let me pull it up. I meant to have it up. The larger sutra itself closes. It doesn't use the word Shinjin, but it closes with basically a description of Shinjin. Here's what Shakyamuni Buddha says at the end of the larger sutra. He says, the most difficult of all difficulties is to hear this sutra, have faith in it with joy, and hold fast to it. That's Shinjin. To have faith in the message of this sutra and to hold fast to it. The thing is, in Jodo Shinshu, of course, we can't hold fast to it. It's through entrusting in Amida Buddha that happens. And that's a bit of the mystery of Jodo Shinshu. So, let's see if there's anything else I want to comment on from or respond to in this comment. Do, 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 do. Mm-hmm. No, that's all for now. So that's just the simple definition of Shinjin. And you find it all throughout the larger sutra, where Amitabha talks about that there's two kinds of births. Shakyamuni talks about that there's two kinds of births in the Pure Land, and what differentiates the two births is doubt. And again, of course, the primal vow, which is, I don't know if the vows are in the Contemplation Sutra. I don't think they are, but see, I'm not a scholar. But the primal vow. Anyone who joyfully entrusts themselves to me and says my name even 10 times will be reborn in my land. And I also hear you. The concept of how Shinjin comes about is also sort of misunderstood. And ultimately, the bottom line is Shinjin is certainty that at the end of this life we'll be reborn in the Pure Land and our samsaric journey will end. And we don't create Shinjin. Shinjin is given to us. We do certain things that sort of make the ground fertile to receive Shinjin, such as deep listening, aspiring for Buddhahood and recognizing our bambuhood, and with our and it's ultimately from Amida Buddha, which can be a very tricky concept for those of us who are highly educated, tragically highly educated, and for those of us who've been trying on the path of sages through our own effort to achieve Buddhahood. It can be hard to accept that simple idea that Shinjin itself is a gift from Amida Buddha. I'll make another video on that one sometime. Thank you so much for dropping by. Namo Amida Butsu.